those. All right, what questions do you have? None? Can Come on, Ryma, let's go.
I didn't get to see it, so tell me, what did you think of your guys on Saturday?
There was lots of things that I was pretty happy with, and there were plenty of things that we did not do well enough. Starting at the defensive end of the floor, and I talked about it after the game. We didn't guard the basketball well enough. We rebounded better than I thought after I went back through the film. I think rebounds ended up 34-33 in our favor. They had 6 offensive rebounds, which isn't a bad number. So rebounding was better than what I had thought as the game was being played. But most of our defensive struggles started with guarding the basketball. They had far too many. I think they had 36 points in the paint, and that's without really throwing the basketball inside. Most of that was driving it. And with that being something that we spent a lot of time on for 6 weeks, and for 4 days leading up to that game, put a lot of our emphasis on, that part of it really hurt us. And there were a handful of other things at that end, but that was the biggest thing that cost us defensively. And at the offensive end, we've got from a coaching standpoint and from a playing standpoint, just working and getting started with a new team and figuring out what's going to be best for our offense and how to play it. And in doing that, we didn't necessarily run a lot of offense. We shot a lot of good shots and we were open a lot, but we weren't on offense very long. And that's something that that happens early in the season. It happens with a new team, but we're going to have to change that a little bit. So we spent some time, kind of like time of possession in football. We have to have some time on offense, and part of it was we were getting good shots and we were taking good shots. So there's some things at both ends that we got to get shored up. And obviously to have it be a game where we had a couple open threes, to cut it to, we had it a 1-possession game, but a couple other open threes that 2 minutes and under that would have got it to a good chance to sneak out of there. With the number of mistakes we made defensively and some of the things we're sorting out on offense, Gary, that means the effort was good. We got some things that we got to get shored up. Now, I will tell you, playing Stephen F. Austin tomorrow, what we learned from Saturday doesn't really apply. So it's a little bit of a catch-22 because of the way Stephen F. Austin plays defensively. They deny everything. So some of the things that would like to do coming out of the Colorado State game, they don't apply, and we aren't going to be able to do. So we've got to play, a little bit different. And in some ways, the things that I'd like to change a little are the things that are going to have to help us tomorrow when we play. We're going to have to attack the basket and not work to fight their pressure, but see if we can't get by them. And then interesting to see how exactly both teams will play, knowing that we played each other a year ago, and some things worked for them and some things worked for us. But I would anticipate that, again, some of the things that I'd like to kind of get shifted around really don't apply to tomorrow's game. So we're going to have to attack this one kind of by itself.
I know you went through this a year ago, but playing this early game, what kind of challenge does that create for you guys?
I wasn't sure last year, but it ended up being one of the best games, not only last year on our schedule and that we played in my time here in 15 years, but all of my time of playing. I went back through it on Sunday. Is when I watched it for the first time here in a while. That's one of the best games I've ever been a part of in 20-plus years. So the time, I didn't know going into it, but the time really didn't impact the way the guys played or the way they prepared. I would anticipate the same thing. I would anticipate a great basketball game, a high energy, a lot of toughness, not a game that's going to feel like 7 in the morning. It's going to feel like a real game.
It's been a while since you've dealt with a non-conference loss, especially early in